Hello, beta testers. Strauss Zelnick, CEO of Grand Theft Auto 6's publisher Take-Two, said
that he believes video games should be priced differently depending on the expected entertainment usage.
Jeff Keighley of the Game Awards seems to have snubbed the highest-selling game of the year
because it's not woke enough.
David Zaslav, CEO of Warner Brothers, believes Rocksteady's soy-soaked sorority squad is only the beginning.
Ooh, did you hear that, Bats?
Charging extra shekels for ugly Harley skins on an ESG model with the gait and animations of a man? This is going to be hilarious. The irony is that the best mocap of women strutting and shaking their ass typically comes from a man, but straight men, myself included, might have even more of an appreciation knowing the expertise and dedication that went into executing this art. The Arkham games achieved an immersive, unending marvel with characters unrestricted by politics and purse-clutching sensibilities. It is art without the edges shaved off. It is a Jurassic Park with the dinosaurs still in it. Sushi Squad reveals itself, and after 9 months, instead of the uncut gameplay that Backlash should have communicated was necessary to them, they've opted to fund and produce a multiple-part TV show with 20-minute episodes, making sure, of course, to hide the aggressive monetization that its ugly ESG bitches cannot sustain. The other night on stream I said it's hard to ignore when they charge at the door, but they're always asking you for more. This is Hank Hill ass. A downgrade is prophesied, so like this video, comment, and subscribe because I told you it'd happen. We all could have guessed. And you're easily thinking, this live service shit I'm documenting seems irrelevant. For now. But I'ma just keep doing my man on the street perspective until it becomes inconvenient to the series of events that the wealthiest person can afford the narrative to be. Look, thank you for pushing this channel to 70,000. I'ma keep it nice and schizo around here, I promise. You know what I mean? If you help me get to level 100,000, I understand that I qualify for brief eye contact from YouTube. And when I'm YouTubing, CEO Susan refusing lube and be using me. She says she can't enjoy it unless I don't know when it's coming. She says she can taste the fear. What, you think I'm not bored clocking people way over the hypocrisy limit on my woke dar? Just a while ago, it felt like a Bud Light situation was about as bad as it could get for these companies, but they're all fast approaching a The Marvels scale financial loss event. This is a crisis. Subscribe and unite. Cataclysmic events are converging on our reality. A mandatory downgrade from a studio now too filled with activists and entities who identify as women to make a kick-ass game for boys. Special thanks to our favorite Jewish journalist Jason for his crusade to diversify this studio of white men, and you have a problem with that by force if necessary. The studio that made the good game. Ugh, I can't stand them because look at their skin color. Ugh. It's so apparent they don't even know what to show, and with Anthem, Marvel's Avengers, Destiny, Diablo, there's so many live service experiments that have offered data on what to avoid, but new Rocksteady, post the departure of both of its founders, doesn't care. Sushi Squad is all of the monetization and none of the appeal. Just like the Game Awards is all of the politics and none of the actual representation. No bitches, try no magic. And with the way that most games launch, it's obvious some Western studios are hoping a complete and functional fucking game miraculously appears from the sky. If I may read this tweet from Chris Gore following the disastrous release of Disney's The Marvels, turning Marvel and Star Wars into girl brands will prove to be one of the costliest decisions in entertainment history. Boys and girls are different. Sorry, California, and we like different things. There's often crossover where we can appreciate each other's things, but we like them for what they are and as they are, and we can create new things instead of trying to change the things that already are kind of working. That's the thing, they're not as offensive as you would have everyone believe. They are working and in a harmless capacity. Changing them makes them less popular, in some instances less relatable, but most importantly, less profitable. Regardless of what screeching tourists on Elon Musk's X claim, heterosexuality is the bee's knees, and jiggly booba is something mobile games and MiHoYo make billions off of, understanding what we want to see. Even and especially Whitey shares an intense appreciation for musings from philosophers like Sir Mix-a-Lot, who ponders, "I like big butts, and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny that when a girl walks in with an itty-bitty waist and a round thing in your face, you get sprung." In response to the factually correct tweet, some entity exclaims, "Misogynist!" not unlike the criticism we automatically receive when we have thoughts that don't align with the approved sentiment. But as I've so exquisitely made clear in the past, Catwoman sucked. I love Halle Berry, and I'm not racist or sexist for not liking a movie, just like wanting a woman to not look like a man doesn't make me some kind of Homer that needs to come at all times. Oh, my baguette. Halle Berry agrees the movie sucked. And if I may read this response from Chato, "You've completely missed the point. Disney is a princess brand. Star Wars and Marvel were expressly purchased to add boys to Disney's financial mix. Unfortunately, Disney has systematically substituted the male characters with butch women, and the core audience is gone. Not just from movies, from TV, from comics. No wonder mobile games, MiHoYo, and manga make the most money, because sex sells and fan service is profitable. I like my games to be gamey, not like a movie on rails full of walking sequences where you can pet the dog. In my opinion, the wonderful Hogwarts Legacy is a pitch-perfect execution of a whimsical and beautiful virtual representation of the cultural explosion that was Harry Potter, a strong sandbox and an easy world for someone to get lost in. A hell of a Harry Potter sandbox from the first AAA game out of Avalanche. It's easy to forget how much I expected it to suck when I saw the track record of this fucking out of nowhere studio, but they stuck the landing in a year where a lot of fucking games couldn't do that, and they're not going to receive representation. They're not going to be included because Jeff Keighley and his fucking advertisement show that is effortlessly displaying that it's effectively the Oscars already, which your corrupt ass needs to keep them out to appeal to the trans people. So fuck you, Jeff Keighley. You do not stand with us, and we will regard you as you deserve to be regarded, for the types of people to whom Animal Crossing is in their heart, that want to decorate the hell out of a room, the room of requirement in Hogwarts. Maybe it missed most of y'all, but that shit made a Hufflepuff happy, and I'm happy for them. Catching creatures to bring back and brush and feed gamers. This is several expansions of a Sims experience inside a Hogwarts Legacy. Not all of that shit works for everybody, but for the people it works for, and this is what the trans people supposed to be doing, is representing a fucking niche. And in a perfect world, 3 more Harry Potter games come out, and all 3 of them have something different for all of us. One's nice and dark and GTA-like, where it's just going off the rails. Maybe down the road, the way the movies got darker. I digress. Gaming will always organically celebrate innovation, because most of what we like at this point has become the Apple of their own little world, deliberately withholding advancements so they can sell it piece by piece. we bear witness to consolidation, even when it's so hilariously unsustainable that it's funded by hopes and dreams, fueled on literal farts. Competition is important. Actually representing indie games is important. This category is correct, Keely. More shit like this and maybe gamers might consider you a genuine motherfucker. The studio that earned over $1 billion in revenue, Avalanche, deserves commendation. With all that said, I still objectively recognize Hogwarts Legacy overall as mid, which is a personal thing that I attribute to how safe the game plays, which I logically regard as the correct tactic in a brand new endeavor, especially in so soy-soaked a political climate that a video game is under fire from radical trans people who will take breaks from their busy dildo review schedule to give a 1 out of 10 and drag that review down, fucking up the livelihoods of people who actually earned something and released something that worked on launch in the midst of people just not even giving a damn whether or not their fucking product works or not, and they're not rewarded. Fuck you. Fuck this industry. And the people who are waking up to it, man? Oh yeah, listen to that. So dramatic. Oh yeah. They put people on a list because they played a video game. Because spoiling the game's ending and harassing strangers online wasn't enough, same hypocritical degenerates that want to erase feminine women and femme fatales so that they can replace them with androgynous or even butch Roblox-faced blobs. You know, your Mary Janes. Casting directors are admitting uglier preference to challenge audiences. HBO is admitting to paying keyboard warriors to fight their culture war in cyberspace. But what they want most is to have all of you on a subscription plan forced to bow to their rules. So when you disagree, they can revoke your access, like Amazon revoking access to a smart home. Their hyper-political panels and juries choosing their favorite political messages injected.
Give people stuff you know they want, so you can inject things that maybe they aren't familiar with or maybe they don't know they want, but make them like that stuff.
What happened, my nigga? What they don't know they want? The Western games represented at the Game Awards from this picture are the greedy Diablo 4, the buggy Jedi Survivor, the woke Spider-Cuck 2, and the loading screens that identify as Starfield, but not Hogwarts Legacy. Did you know that many of the games featured among the nominees have all had their stories treated by Sweet Baby Inc., who's also handling the upcoming live service Battle Pass Avengers game wearing the dead Batman game skin? Did you see that recent showcase where they had to inject all of that Arkham Knight footage? They seem to invite the comparison, so I hope the little losers still talking about that garbage don't go, you should separate it, because they're not separating it. You know, like the Marvels need to put in the Avengers footage too. It's a villain game, but Sweet Baby Inc. is here to put a chick in it, make her masculine, and make it tame. You're not allowed to insinuate Spider-Man isn't woke without watching my supercut of multiple interviews from Spider-Man's creative director Brian Intihar. He cared more about the Life is Strange walking portion, Mary Jane missions, and a deaf black girl graffitiing racism poems than about the superhero game. You know what I mean? So I guess it's just Spider-Man 1 again, but now with more messaging, because the activists in the woke cult have deemed even police to be problematic. So of course they, Insomniac bows to the games journalists, and we remove the police from your game. But we doubling down on that Mary Jane shit, you know. We think it would be a cop-out to not do that. Sony wants all of your propaganda to be easily digestible movies instead of games, so, you know, that means more easy and accessible walking portions and quick time events, or as I like to call them, unpause sequences where a movie plays and you press a button to unpause it, or the movie plays again. Maybe you push a combination of buttons this time. It's kind of like in Dead or Alive. Oh my god, it's like I'm actually climbing this cliffside. This is exactly the kind of slop that journalists have historically loved. When games are too hard, journalists get mad. There should be easy mode for me, please. You make it easy mode for me. This studio is too white. This porridge is too hot. This porridge should be more like what I want it to be. I showed people on stream how Call of Duty aggressively time gates players in an effort to try and get them to come back the following day. This is what a mobile game does. But these people paid $70. So, just like the obnoxious Halo Infinite's Battle Pass crawl featured deliberately terrible challenges to make skips what people would seek, you know, Call of Duty, it was reviewed so poorly because single player just doesn't care anymore. They drop you into a point of interest on a battle royale map. You know, it's not unlike a special ops mission, and they call that, with a bit of cutscenes, the single player now. So, look, Grand Theft Auto Plus and Grand Theft Auto Online, they make the money. So rest assured, those matter more than the single player. Of course they should. Think of how would you split it if you hoped your next game lasts another 10 years? You'd give it to the online portion. It's not unreasonable. It's just kind of identical to what happened with Call of Duty and kind of identical to what happened with Fortnite. And, you know, when the juries that are deciding what woke cringe is going to be winning their Bing Bong of the year, they have all these stipulations about how many wheelchairs or vitiligo people are in the game. And I can't help but wonder, with all of the departures, if Grand Theft Auto is gonna suck because it's catering to garbage like this. I love you. And, you know, to cover our asses, if I could be a type of feminist, I'd be the one that wants you to take your bra off. Slowly. That's the best type of feminist. Bye.